Big Bar Reggae Dancehall show still blazing right here on K24 TV. It's RiddimVybz with the Reggae Boys, Tall DJ Smash and MC Fullstop. What I'm hearing right now is just a bunch of noise. The big ship just docked in Kenya. Pom, pom, pom. And I'm sitting here with the captain himself, Mr. McGREGOR.
My respect, sir.
Welcome to Kenya.
Give thanks, my pleasure.
Your first time in Africa?
No, actually, this is actually my second time here in Kenya.
In Kenya, not Africa.
I've been here about 30 years ago.
Whoa.
Yes, I visited Nairobi for 1 week. We were in Ethiopia and we went on to Arusha to visit some friends, and we decided to drive and to Kenya and visit. Actually, when I came here, I stayed at a hotel called there's a street named after it too. Kimani Court Hotel. Yes, that's the hotel we stayed when we first came here, and that's many years ago. But I've always been longing to come to Kenya to perform, to the point where I kept wondering, will I ever come to Kenya to perform? Yes, because I know for sure in the United States and in England, I have so many fans from Kenya that comes to our concert always, and so I'm always looking forward to coming. But you know, sometimes things happen. Last year we were supposed to come through, it didn't work, but we were always faithful that it is going to happen. And here we are finally. We are in Nairobi, Kenya. We are performing Saturday night at the KICC ground, and this is not going to be normal, trust me.
A big show, big show.
Nothing normal about it.
Yeah, I know that. So, Freddie, did you bring the whole family or just came alone?
The entire family is here. The Big Ship Band is here. And because when we do travel, we travel with our crew. Because you see, we can't come to Kenya to do a proper concert for the people without the team. And whatever we do, it has to be number one. So we need a team to make it number one.
The band, Big Ship consists of how many artists actually?
Well, Big Ship itself, we have a lot of artists that we work with, different artists in Jamaica that we produce and work with. But as it relates to this concert, it's Culture, Freddie McGREGOR, Culture's band, Big Ship band.
Only that. Did you get to eat some ugali in Kenya? Some ugali.
Ugali, which one is ugali?
Ugali, the white.
That's what we eat today? Oh, with the corn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, first time I had that because I was telling my friend about the white corn and the yellow corn.
Yeah.
And the corn right here in Kenya, they're big, nice. We love corn in Jamaica, you know, so.
Yeah, so a lot of people wonder, like, how many albums does Freddie McGREGOR?
My last count is about 40. Some have been reissued, different times. Some include bonus tracks, different artwork, but they all have separate barcodes, so we have to count them as separate albums.
So 40 albums, all songs written by yourself?
Come to think of it, when you look at my catalog, 40 albums is quite small compared to the number of years I've been doing it. Because I recorded my first song when I was 7 years old. And that was back in 1963. So I could have had 60 albums if I was greedy. But no, I wanted to make quality music for my fans. So quality music takes time. And that's how I ended up with about 40 albums, which I think is reasonable.
Do you know how big you are in Kenya?
I don't know if I know that yet.
Let me tell you how big you are.
I'm starting to get it somewhat though, because somebody sent me a list of about 100 songs that I have to do Saturday.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I wanna prepare you with your catalog tonight because it's gonna be crazy.
Go ahead, sir. I want to hear that.
In Kenya, we have so many radio stations and so many TV stations, and every station has a reggae show, and every program must play a McGREGOR. Me myself, I'm a select.
Oh my goodness.
Play like the whole week. Yeah, so there's no reggae without McGREGOR.
Well,
We call him the big ship man.
oh my. Well, to be honest with you, when we do Google and Pandora, Google tells me that my biggest fan base is.
No, this is not Google.
No, I know.
This is real.
No, this is
It's
real. But I'm just saying, Google also tells me that my biggest fan base is in Kenya. So I've known that for a long time. But now when I see the list,
Why the wait? You could have come early, man.
I know, but I tell you something about that. Yes, I could have come many times. But to come to Kenya to perform for my fans, it has to be the very best. And so I would not have come unless it was programmed to be the best event. Sometimes time is the master, and if you wait on time, all things that is good is going to happen. And that's what we did. We waited because we wanted to come here in the right situation for the right promoters and Jamhuri and Cornerstone. Without a doubt, were the right people to take us here.
Okay, so this was the right time.
It was the right timing. That's why I'm here.
Now, as a selector, when I play a Freddie McGREGOR, I jump and shout, people scream and all of that. Then I stop the music and say, Wallan. McGREGOR have a son, Chino.
Wow. And you drop Chino, you drop Genius.
Genius, you know. Can you tell us about Chino and Genius?
Well, Chino and Genius really grew up.
Who's older?
Chino. Chino is my oldest son.
How many siblings before we go into Chino and
Well,
Genius?
I have 5 girls, 5 daughters, 3 sons. So,
music still?
well, some of them love the music, some doesn't. Most of my kids love music and they are involved with music. My youngest daughter, Zosha, she's also a big singer, and I think this year into next year, you're going to be hearing a lot about her. And my other daughter, Yashima Bet, she's a big time singer also. I think she's on the road now with Wailers too, doing the rounds. And Stephen and Chino, of course. You know, they have a new album coming up. Chino's just gotten a Grammy for a song he wrote on Junior Gang's album. Stephen has just gotten one for the Junior Gang album, and he's gotten a Grammy. Yes, and he's gotten a Latin Grammy with Shakira for her album as well. So, you know, they're doing well. They're doing fantastic.
He was, when he came up, he was more of producing than singing.
Because he's very shy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very shy. So he's comfortable producing. But he's so talented and he has such a beautiful voice. But I guess he just does it when he feels like. So that's him.
There was a time I had a story about, you were telling about, I watched your interview. You're talking about how you got Genius playing drums. Can you tell us that story a bit?
You see, when he was this small, when he walks into the studio, we would know. How did we know? Because you hear the door screech, but you don't see anyone because he was so small. And then after a while, you know, you're out there, we're playing basketball, and we hear someone playing drums, and we're like, who's playing drums in the studio? Somebody would say, Steven. And like every day, every week, it started to get better. And you're like, who's playing drum inside there? Steven. But what he actually did, has his earphone on, listening to my live concerts, and playing back everything exactly. So he was kind of preparing himself, starting with the drums.
So when you saw him playing drums, do you know that?
I didn't know what. No, I didn't know. I didn't know it was him, and I didn't know what he was preparing himself for.
Okay.
But that was what he started with. He wanted to capture the feel of the drum. Then he went on to start buying bass guitar, keyboards, and regular guitar. And so I'm like,
no idea he was into production.
I didn't know that's what he wanted to do full time. But once he graduated from school, there was no turning back. In fact, he couldn't wait to graduate from school. Because that Monday morning after graduation, when he didn't have to go to school, it was like the best time ever in his life. And I said to him, Steven, and he said, yeah, Daddy, you know, my things start out already. So I didn't say anything else to him because I knew exactly what he was talking about. And I'm glad he took it on and took it on seriously. And He's really a big time right now, and I'm really so proud of him too.
Oh, that is really big, really huge. Now, you've been doing music like the whole life. Your whole life.
Minus about 7 years, I mean.
You've been like away. What do you do besides music? What other hobbies like?
Farm.
Wow.
Yeah, I love farming. Cassava, pumpkin.
Cassava ni ngwashe.
What's it called here in Kenya?
Cassava inaitwa
It's called yuca in Spanish, but we call it cassava. Long cassava.
I want to elaborate that in Swahili.
Wanga.
Wanga.
Okay.
Yes,
because I see, once I put up some cassava on my page, and somebody from Kenya, they responded and say, you grow wanga? Or yanga, something like that. And I'm like, yeah. But we do grow cassava, we grow a lot of pumpkins. We get some really big pumpkins. We grow callaloo, which is a vegetable. Okra. You probably know okra. Okra. You should know okra. It's long and slimy.
Pilipili.
Slimy, okra. And then we grow a little of everything. Sweet potato, lots of banana.
Potato do ngwashe. It's called ngwashe. Sweet
What's it called?
It's called ngwashe.
Oh, I love that. We love that
So sweet.
very much in Jamaica.
Like
Yeah.
in the morning.
So we grow that. We grow sorrel. I don't know if you know sorrel. It's a drink that we love in Jamaica. It's called sorrel. It's a red drink, and also papaya. As we speak right now, I have 3,000 plants of papaya.
Done by yourself.
And they're bearing. Yeah, they're about this big now. 3,000 roots of it. So whatever comes across, I plant, because the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. All you have to do is plant, take care of it, and it grows. So for me, it's also an inspiration to kind of tell the youths that farming is good. It's really a good thing. I want to encourage youths to farm, because you can feed yourself, you can feed your family, and you can feed your nation by doing farming. So it's something I love very much. And I also breed horses.
Wow.
How
many horses you have?
A lot.
Wow. So you have a big farm?
Yes.
You have a big farm.
A big farm. Wow. I have a horse, a racehorse, thoroughbred. His name is Uncle Freddy.
So he's a big shutter.
Yeah, and he win races. Uncle Freddy, big time.
Okay.
In fact, we have a new single called Go Freddy Go. And in that video, we have a clip of Uncle Freddy winning his race. And the song is Go Freddy Go. We have another horse, his name is Mr. Marley. He was born on Bob Marley's birthday, and I named him Mr. Marley. Yes, so before I left Jamaica, we just had a young one born, and then we sent the mares to go get pregnant now for next year, and they just keep going on and on. It's just something you do. But it comes with farming. When you plant a seed and watch that grow, it's the most wonderful thing. So music, farming for me goes hand in hand, and I love fishing. That's my next thing that I love so much. Nothing relaxes me more than
like every day.
Well, if I had the chance to do it every day, I would. But when I do get the chance, fishing is my main thing. I love fishing. It relaxes you, and I love it.
Now back to reggae.
And I must tell you that I went to the national park this morning, because those are things we love, wildlife.
But we do have wildlife in Jamaica.
We don't have a lot of it, and nothing compared to what's here. Yes, so
Lions and leopards.
when I come here, I take the opportunity to see everything, because I love it like that. I didn't see a secretary bird this morning though, one of my favorite birds.
Today?
No, I didn't see one. I was looking for one, but I didn't see one.
You didn't get a chance, eh?
No.
Now back to reggae. A lot has changed in the reggae industry, including production, stage shows, and how people perform. Have you noticed that?
Yes, we have.
How has it affected the reggae?
It hasn't affected reggae, but it affects the industry.
Yes.
Because we embrace dancehall. Dancehall is a part of our music, and we embrace it. Well, you would be familiar with like Dave Kelly, when he came with a rhythm called Joyride. Steely and Clevie, with Frankie Paul had some of the toughest dancehall tracks, etc. Shabba, we could go way back. And that's what made dancehall music potent. Beenie Man, Wicked Islam, you name it. So, yes, I think now we've kind of drift from the real culture of dancehall. And what we have now is something called gangster dancehall.
Yes, with the likes of Alkaline, Vybz Cartel,
Etc. All right, so there goes the difference. We are no gangsters. We're good people. Yeah. Our music, we embrace spirituality. Our music is, we teach people about love, unity, peace, because that's what we want. Those are the things we write about. That's what we want the world. That's what we want the Kenyan youths to lock on to, the more positive side of life. We don't really want the Kenyan youths to be wearing tattoos and have this poisonous ink in their system, and the next problem is bleaching, this idea of bleaching. I love me. Yeah. Black am I, very comely. I love the complexion of the Kenyan people. I call it chocolate. So who would want to lose that for something alien? Because I consider bleaching pretty much alien, because it's not us. It's not naturally us. This is naturally who we are. Look, yeah. So, I'm trying to encourage the youths not to get too caught up into those things, because those are Babylonian things, European ideologies, and we must teach our kids to be firm, grounded, positive, because this is Africa. This is us. We're not just talking about a city. We're talking about a continent here. And we have to be mindful of that, which is why we see Haile Selassie Street, and there we see Kenyatta, we see all the great people. And we have to be focused and realize that we want the youngsters to be prime minister and presidents later on in life here. So we have to stay focused and grow that way and not take on the things that doesn't do anything for us. See me? I consider this my platinum. I work for it, I earn it. So I wouldn't want to be any other way at 62 years old. This is me, and I'm happy, I'm glad, I'm proud of it. So we want the youth to be comfortable with themselves, to be proud of themselves, and to try and maintain your culture as real as is possible.
Now, you mentioned, I don't know whether it was Chino or Genius, played a big role on Stony Hill.
They both did. Chino co-wrote a song on the album, and Steven produced a track on the album.
I want to bring the fuss about the Grammys. Now, there was this big fuss about the Grammys.
I started it last year.
People were saying...
the big fuss last year.
You did,
about,
yes. Yes. So people were like, Chronics deserve the Grammy. Some others were like, Damien deserve the Grammy. You see?
I'm glad you raised the point, so maybe I can clear, because it has been a big deal in Jamaica, and not just Jamaica, all over. And let me explain to you what it is. When I released the album in 2016 called True to My Roots, that album was played in every reggae community across the world. And many persons thought that album should have been nominated, whether it won or not. Because the Grammy should reflect what is popular in the reggae communities. Okay. There's a different situation going on in places like California and in the West Coast, where you have young kids, young white kids who love reggae, and they genuinely love the music too. And they've been trying for years to get this music right. Groups like Revolution. There's so many of them, and they're doing well. But my contention is the people who are the selection committee, who runs the selection committees in California, they don't understand our music and they don't understand our culture. And I'm going to say it again, they are not qualified to determine what is best for us. No, we must decide what is best for us. That has been my argument since last year. Now a lot of persons start debating, and it is a fact. It is a fact, and it's unfortunate, but it is a fact.
Now, let me cut you short, Freddie. Freddie. Now, most Jamaicans were arguing, like they were saying, the minute Grammy Award recognized Jamaican music, it was already a big deal. Some of people were talking about like it's already a big deal. So if they decide Damian should win or Chronic should win, we should both appreciate that.
Yes, but that's not the real issue.
Yeah.
For example, 2016,
Yeah.
I still think Ziggy's album did not deserve to win the Grammy. Okay? And that's my point, and I'll say loud and clear everywhere. Because there were better albums in 2016 that should have gotten that Grammy nod. Now, we later found out that...
But they were not nominated.
No, and we later found out that Ziggy's wife is the governor for the California chapter of the Grammy, which tells me that that in itself is a conflict of interest. So when I spoke about the Grammys in 2016, it was to say we love Bob Marley and we love Bob Marley's legacy. But Bob Marley's kids are not Bob Marley. There's a difference. The people who run the selection committee, they don't know otherwise. One thing they know is the name Marley. So once the Grammy comes up and a Marley as an album, it usually goes to Marley. So the Marleys together won 17 Grammys. Does Barry Salmon make good albums? Does Dennis Brown make good albums? Does Burning Spear? Does Freddie McGREGor, Marcia Griffiths? So why these albums are not nominated? Because the people who run the nomination process do not understand how our communities work, what is most popular in our communities. Hence the reason everybody this year thought Chronix had the better album and Chronix should have won. Well, I say for myself, this year the selection wasn't bad. It was a good selection. Those 5 albums was a decent 5 album. It came down to Junior Gang and Chronix. This year, I am going to say for the record, Junior Gang,
This is your prediction now.
of course, Junior Gang won the Grammy this year, not because Marley is his last name, but because he has a really good album. So I said, if Junior Gang won, I'd be supportive of that, and if Chronix won, I would be. And that is what the Grammy needs as it relates to reggae. Every year, when those 5 albums are nominated, there should be a flood of excitement, because we are going to speculate which one is going to win. And if we can do that, I think this year's Grammy had more traction and more visibility than the last 5 years.
So put in your shoes. Let's say now you are the Grammy committee and all of that. How would you commend on how they should nominate?
Well, they have already sorted that out now, because the Grammy committee, based on my argument last year, they held a meeting in Miami and have decided that my argument in 2016 was really valid and relevant. So they are now making changes, and the way they are approaching the changes is to get people from the reggae community in both the tri-state of New York, in Florida, in the UK, wherever the reggae community is pretty much based, to become a part of the selection committee. For example, the people who play on radio in New York, like DJ Rai from Road International, and many famous disc jockeys, should be the people to make the recommendation as to which albums are best suited for a nomination. They are the ones playing it every day. When you go to the parties at nights, we know what plays in the party, we know what plays in the dance. So you can't leave those out. Those are the albums that you have to focus on. How do you get that done? By involving these people who are the experts of our reggae. And I think that's how we are going to always get the best albums nominated for the Grammy. They all agree that it is true, so we're looking forward to the changes. The other changes that we would love to see where the Grammy is concerned, we would love to see them stop giving the Grammys behind the curtain. Give it on national stage with all the major artists. Some people are going to argue that that's prime time, but I say if Bob Marley was still alive, Bob would be making records. Bob would be nominated for the Grammy. Bob would more than likely win the Grammy. Would you give Bob Marley his reggae Grammy behind the curtain? No. So these are changes we're fighting for. It does not move overnight and it does not all at once, but I'm sure over time, if we continue to speak we will see this change.
So we are looking for a change, maybe.
Because if not, the younger generation that will continue to come through, they will not stand a chance. And that is not fair. So we have to deal with fairness because that's who we are. That's what we preach.
All right, so let's talk about the big show. Big ship. KICC, Kenyatta Hill. Wow. What are we expecting from the big ship?
I can't give that away. I just can't wait to walk out on stage. Because one thing is sure, we have all the music the Kenyan people will want and more. And Sunday, we don't have any concert on Sunday. So it's not like we're going to be tired. So we plan to give the Kenyan people exactly what they want. And what they call full 150.
How is your catalog looking like?
Well,
20 songs, 50, 60? They have to come and find out.
Yeah, that's a lot, but trust me.
Yeah. So you had the man has a.
We're gonna well, look, I just got this message here with about 100 songs.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to work, but trust me, we're going to be going through most of these songs. Because whatever the people request, it's our pleasure to perform it for them. And people are suggesting all different songs across the border. Because you say Kenya, of course, across the border. Push come to shove, oh, of course. Hey, what do you not hear? So I say to people, you need to come to this concert. Because don't allow your friend or your family to tell you how it was. You don't want to miss this concert. Joseph Hill, Culture, one of my biggest inspirations. And I know Joseph Hill has done a lot here in this country and is very well loved. So his son, Kenyatta, he's taking on the reins of his father along with the original members here of Culture. So you're really going to miss Joseph Hill on Saturday night. So that's going to be another awesome situation. When those two sevens clash, I want to be in KICC grounds. Guys.
It's going to be crazy. Now, Freddie, this is from son to dada. I want you to look into that camera, give us a little pace, and big up the show.
Son to dada.
Yeah.
Son to dada.
Yeah, son to... From father to son.
Yeah, well, you don't know. This is yours, Freddie McGREGOR, the real big ship captain, right here in Nairobi, Kenya, waiting for Saturday night. Somebody say, I'm a longing to see you. I want to know what time you're coming. Saturday evening, I'm going to catch this flight. And when I reach my destination, Kenya will be smiling because the big ship sailing on the ocean. Right now we don't want no commotion because the big ship dock up in the place now. And as we said that too, we want to say a special shout out to our sponsors too. We know that Safari.com, it's a big one, and we respect that and we thank you for being a part of this event. We also want to say Nairobi Bottlers, enough respect for your support too. And all the people involved with bringing us here, we love them. The promoters, Head Cornerstone Promotion, Jamhuri Reggae Festival team, you couldn't have done a better job having us here. So again, we say we look forward to Saturday night, KICC grounds. What time the show starts? Somebody tell me. What time is show time? 6 p.m. Well, I want to tell the people, please come out early so you don't miss anything. KICC ground, 6 p.m. until you say when. So, enough love, Jagai, protect, Freddie, the captain in the house.
Yes, there you heard it from the big man himself, Mr. Freddie McGREGOR. Usiende mbali maze, keep it RiddimVybz, keep it K24 with the Reggae Boys.